Hi everyone, this is Yvonne from Yvonne Ceramics. In today's video, I'm going to show you my failed experiment or attempt at rice grain pottery. So a real rice grain pottery looks like this, whereas my failed experiment looks like this. So as you can see, there are holes here that didn't get filled with the rice grain glaze, and some holes did get filled up. So I'm going to show you my process of carving and glazing. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel for more videos each week. So I want to show you the design that I'll be doing today. So this is the side view of the soap dispenser. Because I'm in British Columbia, we have lots of mountains. So I am going to do mountains, and then the tip of the mountains, that's where the snow is, and that's where I'll be carving it out. I'm not sure if I can do all these grooves, or I might, if I can't do the grooves, I might have to just do like a straight design for the snow cap. And then I want to do a moon as well, and depending on how difficult it is, I might do stars as well in the sky. So that's my basic design. So here I have my soap dispenser. This is the top view. I cut out the hole for where I put the pump in, and this is slip cast. The bottom here is just basically a cup, and then I just put the top on. So first I am going to use a pencil to draw out the design lightly on the clay. So the designs are not very complicated because I don't want it to be too complicated. It is my first time trying this technique. So I wanted to do something very simple to make sure that I can be successful in this. Let's see. So I did the all the mountains. And then this is the first snow cap. I want to try it with the irregular shape first and see how it goes. And then a small moon. Initially I had a big moon, but then I thought it's a bit too big compared to the mountains, so I drew a smaller one instead. I want to carve out the shape of the mountain first. I'm going to just... So I'm just scraping clay along this pencil line. Because I know I slip cast this, it's a very thin wall, so I'm just scraping a little bit of clay. And the reason why I'm scraping the clay is because I want to create like kind of like a texture so people can feel the mountain, because after this is burned off from the kiln, you can't see the pencil line. So how do I define the mountains? Yeah, so I wanted to carve out the line of the mountain. Now I have to carve out the top of the mountain. So when you are carving out, make sure your clay is leather hard, because if it's too soft, the clay will actually collapse. So that's why you want it to be at the just right consistency, not too hard, not too soft. It's a very delicate balance. So I have finished carving even the little moon here. At the very end, it becomes really hard. The clay has dried out really quickly, so I can only do some of the simpler shape of carving on the mountain cap. But I also worry that these might be a little bit too big for the glazes. We will see. There's some clay that got stuck in there. I tried to shake it out, but it's stuck there. So I'm gonna wait till it's after bisque firing. Hopefully that will be easier to take those out. The shape is not very clean, the edges. So I'm using a wet paintbrush to just smooth out those edges right now. And also smooth out these carving lines so it's not too sharp. So I have done my smoothing out on the carving lines and around the holes and on here as well. So the next thing that I'm going to do is just to let this slow dry and then bisque fire it. So here's our cup. It's already been bisque fired. You can see the holes here and the carving. Oh, this is so on the inside I have already brushed on 2 coats of clear glaze, and sometimes the clear could get out from the hole, so you can just clean up those clear glaze by just wiping like that. But otherwise I don't think there's any other clear glaze that got out from the hole. Okay, and I also did some test tile on my previous glaze load. So these are test tiles, and if we look at this one here, we've got 5 holes. Here's the dividing line. The first 2 holes I have used a special glaze that I purchased from online in China, and this one as well is also the special glaze. So the first row and the third row are the special glazes. This one is, they call it the white glaze, and this is the blue glaze, and the middle is just my regular clear gloss glaze. And I want to show you with a light, so I've got a light here. If I shine the light through, it's kind of hard to see. Oh, no, it's very hard to see. Maybe like that. Okay, very hard to see, but maybe we'll see without the light first. So the first 2 rows here, you can see it's a very solid white, whereas this one is very clear, actually with a little bit of bubbles, tiny bubbles inside. And this one is a very solid blue color. And these 2 glazes, they're actually specifically formulated for this type of work. In China, the word is called linglong. So these are called linglong glaze. And so it comes like a regular glaze like these in bottles. So I've labeled it the rice grain glaze. This is the white one and blue one. It's kind of settled down. The top part is like water, and then the stuff is settled down into the bottom. So what I need to do is just shake it, and then it will be mixed really well. And same for the blue one as well. I just have to shake it. You can buy this glaze. I've seen it. They sell it on AliExpress as well. You can just type rice grain glaze. It's not often online. Sometimes they sold out as well. So what I do is, and you can see that there's some holes there, so that means I didn't fill enough glaze. So this time around I need to fill more glaze. This one is better. You can see I've actually filled the hole with more glaze. So what I will need to do is, it means that I need to fill more glaze. So I'm thinking for glazing planning, the moon, definitely I will do white, I guess, and then the snow cap, I'll kind of alternate between white and blue. So I'll first pour out some of the white glaze on here. And some of the blue one here. I try to thicken it so that it's easier to glaze with Epsom salt, but it just won't thicken. So I guess we'll just have to do with the liquid form. The next thing that I'll do is I've got masking tape here. I'm just going to tear off little pieces of masking tape and just tape up the inside of the cup where the hole is, like this, so that when I glaze it will be easier and the glaze will just stay on top instead of going through the hole. I'm just going to go ahead and put pieces of masking tape right here. So make sure that it's smooth and it's really stuck onto where the holes are. So now that I have my white glaze and blue glaze, I'm gonna start with the white glaze and just loading my brush with the white glaze. I'm gonna start with a small one here. So just filling it in and waiting it. I know sometimes it will get out of the hole and that's okay. Just I need to wait till it dries. Then now I'm gonna go with the other hole. It's kind of hard to see, but you do need to fill up the hole. You need to do it multiple times so that the hole is completely filled with this glaze. So that's why I'm switching to a different brush now and filling it with the blue glaze. So I need to just keep filling until it's completely flush with the surface, the glaze. So now I have complete these three snow caps. I need to use my sponge to clean off the area that got out of the outline. You can see that when I glaze, I did kind of, instead of flush, a little bit more, kind of a little bit over, a little bit on top of where the carving is. And the reason is because when I did my test tile, I did a flush to where the clay is and it still looks like it's not enough. That's why I wanted to try this time to see if I put a little bit more glaze, would it be okay? So just clean off the edge here. So I have finished glazing all the little snow caps here and cleaned off the edge. Also took out the masking tape from inside. Looks really good, very clean edges. Looks like none of the glaze dripped over. So that was good. So the next thing I'll do is put wax on where all the snow caps are and then glaze the rest of this vessel. So I did spray underglaze, the blue underglaze and green underglaze here around the whole cup. You see the gradient. That's what spray glazing does. And because I put wax on where the snow caps are, there's no underglaze that went onto where the wax was. If there is, you can just use a little damp sponge to wipe those off because they'll just sit on top of the wax. So the next thing I'll do is just glaze the whole thing with clear gloss glaze. So this is my Spectrum clear gloss glaze. Just going to apply it around the whole cup. And I'm going over the snow cap as well because it's just easier right now. And then after it's dry, I'm going to wipe it off. Alright, so I unloaded the kiln and I want to show you the final result. So remember we had two glazes. So this is the blue rice grain and this is the white rice grain glaze. So for the smaller holes, it did filled out really well. However, if you look at this one, is a bigger hole, so the glaze actually kind of came out and then dripped onto the outside. So it worked if it is a smaller area, especially the white one, but looks like the blue one where the bigger area is, it just didn't get filled out, and this is also a bigger area. So I learned from this lesson is that the hole has to be really small, and also I have talked to the manufacturer. They said that my hole is too big and the hole has to be less than 2 millimeter. So this is a good experience for me. So stay tuned and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to attempt this again, but with smaller holes. So stay tuned for part 2. Thank you everyone for watching. See you guys next time. Bye bye.